This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we get to do my favorite repair, which is putting a new igniter in a gas oven. So I open the door, I've got it unplugged, pull out the racks, pulled out these two screws that are in the back part of the lower panel. I'm going to lift up the back of the lower panel and just pull it up about 45 degrees and then pull the panel toward me. And some ovens have this little heat deflector. You just take off one little nut. Usually you have to use pliers. This one was already loose. We lift that off and the igniter is right there, so it's super easy to get to. And we're going to put a little bit of oil on the threads of the two screws that are holding in the igniter. This makes a big difference on getting those screws off. The ones inside of an oven tend to get corroded, and if you don't lubricate them, they can come off, but sometimes you get stripped. So it's really good to put any kind of oil in there. It's good, just a tiny bit. Even vegetable oil would be fine, just to lubricate it. And then we're going to use a socket or a driver. You could even use pliers to loosen the two screws. I'm using like this angle tool made by DeWalt, which makes it really fast and easy. Once those screws are off, you can just pull the old igniter off. And it's funny, on this one I switched the igniter and it still didn't work, but I did find an interesting cure here that you'll see near the end, which is pretty rare, but it did work. So we're spinning off those two screws, and then we can just cut off the old one, make sure the power's off. Here's what the new igniter you can get from Amazon. This one's only like 20 bucks. Get it sent to you from Prime, get like a day or two. So we got the old one. We're going to cut the wire. I usually cut them pretty close to the old igniter, just cut them one at a time. And we're going to strip back the insulation on those two wires by about 1/4 of an inch. Really easy to do. And then we'll get the new igniter in position, and we'll use the ceramic wire nuts that come with the kit to join the new igniter wire with the oven wire that's bringing it power. And you can use either one of the oven wires to either one of the wires on the igniter. There's no polarity issue, so you can do it either way is fine. So we're stripping off that wire. Here's an oven wire and an igniter wire. I'm putting on the ceramic wire nut. I'm going to twist it to the right, get it really tight, and then I'll do the same thing on the next wire from the oven and the next igniter wire. This literally could take you 15 minutes and you'll be done. And almost all gas ovens have this same type of igniter, almost regardless of the brand. Some of the GE ones have a round igniter, and the round igniter is about the same price, but you want to definitely replace the round igniter with a round igniter. You don't want to use a square one. So we're just pretty much done. We're just going to put those screws back in that hold on the igniter. Just put them on by hand. And then the extra wire, we're just going to kind of stuff it down out of the way. Want to get it away from where all the heat is. Since heat rises, if you get it down below, it's pretty safe. Yeah, normally probably 95% of the time you put a new igniter on, and right away when you turn it on, it starts to glow and it fires up. This one was funny, it did not fire up like I thought it would. That happens every now and then. I'll show you here in a second. So I'm going to tighten it up. Yeah, this little DeWalt angle tool is so fun. It makes getting into these tight spaces really easy. I got it from Home Depot. I think it's about 30 bucks. So I'm going to set it for bake. I'm going to go for 350 degrees, and it'll just start on its own, or you can press bake again. And then probably within about 5 seconds, you should see this glow down here on the igniter, like an orangey color, and then brighter and brighter. But we didn't get anything. So I was thinking maybe the relay here on the control board got stuck. So I'm going to give it a little pound with my palm, and maybe another one. see if I can unstick the relay, and then I'll look down there and see if we get any change. That sometimes will work, sometimes it won't. Sometimes you have to replace the control board back there. They're pretty cheap. This one did work, so it was able to jar the contacts on the relay from an open position to a closed position, completing the circuit, because they were kind of stuck in the open position. And sometimes a little impact can close that up. So interesting, just smack it, and then it allows the contact to come contact with the other piece, closes the circuit, and you're good to go. A lot cheaper than buying a new circuit board. Here's the contacts open, no glowing. You give it a smack and they close, and then the energy can travel to the igniter. So that did work. This kind of reminds me of the Happy Days show where the Fonz smacks the jukebox and it starts up. Every now and then that does work. But usually just putting on a new igniter does the trick. And if you smack it and it still doesn't start, then you can just get a new clock or control board. They're pretty cheap and easy to put in, so you don't have to give up on your oven. But again, about 95% of the time you put a new igniter on and it's fine. It lights up. You get that nice blue flame. So this one worked great. We were able to get it up to 350 degrees, and I tested the ignition a few times. And once that igniter got unstuck, it just started working again. So that was a lot of fun. Just going to put it back together. We put this heat deflector back on to the burner tube or venturi. And then there's a little nut that we put on to hold it down. Get that tightened up. And after we get the nut on, we can put the lower panel back into position. On this model, this door does not come off easily, but on a lot of models, when you open the door not very far, about 22 degrees, you can then pull it right off. This dog just wanted to come up and say hello. But you can pull the door off and it makes it a lot easier. So we just got the lower panel back on. I'll go ahead and add those standard head screws in the back left-hand corner to hold that one down. They're not super critical. If you lost those screws and gravity was holding that plate down, you're going to be fine because it won't go anywhere. So get that done. We'll add the trays back in and close the door. We'll set it for 350. Just give it another test. Make sure it's good. Back to baking some nice cookies. So hopefully that's been helpful to you. Thanks so much for watching our video, and please subscribe to our channel when you get a chance and give us a thumbs up. If you can subscribe, we can send you more videos on how to repair your home appliances. Thanks again for watching.